Hi everybody, Erin here. I'm Waiting Moose, and today I want to talk about series. Of course, I always talk about series, but today I'm actually going to be talking about how big is too big. When you're looking at how many books you want to read in a series that already exists, how many is too many? When does it get too intimidating for you to start? I'd love to hear your answers, and now I'm going to give my answers. Basically, I'm a series addict. We've all had this discussion. We know that I read a lot of series, and I read a lot of series right now that are high teens, low 20s in current number of books, and in a lot of cases, they're still being written. So, for example, I've got a few books here as examples. I have the Nevada Bar series. This series, or the Anna Pigeon series by Anna Bar. Anna Pigeon series by Nevada Bar, perhaps. This series starts with Track of the Cat, and I am currently reading, I think, like the 9th book, maybe, and there are 19 books in this series. C.J. Box and the Joe Pickett series, 18 books. Ian Rankin's Inspector Rebus series, 21 books. And more. I've got the Andy Carpenter series by David Rosenfeld, 17 books, and Walt Longmire's, Craig Johnson's Walt Longmire series, which starts with A Cold Dish, and this one is currently sitting at 15 or 16 books. So as you can tell, I'm not really intimidated by large series. In fact, I don't have the book in here, but I have a book on my other shelves that is in the In Death series, where I've read like 22 out of, I think it's 45 or 46 books right now, and I'm currently reading the Jessica Fletcher series, or the Murder, She Wrote series by Donald Bain, which is also in the 40s for number of books, and I've read like 10. I've got Rex Stout, same thing, his Nero Wolfe series, 40-some books, and I'm slowly making my way through that as well, probably much fewer. Actually, I might be at 10 or 11 in that series because I listen to a lot of the audiobooks. So what stops you? Like, is there a number that stops you from wanting to start a series? And this question was actually brought up because I'm trying to remember, Steve Donahue did a video once, and it may have been for March Mystery Madness. He does a lot of videos, so sometimes it feels like it was a long time ago, when in fact it was like 2 months ago, where he talked about, and I want to say that it was actually, I don't know if it was a book haul he did or if it was his March Mystery Madness when he was talking about really good mysteries to read. And he brought up the C.J. Box Joe Pickett series. And he says, but there's like, 17 or 18 books in this series. I don't know if any one of you are actually going to want to start this. And I kind of sat there and I'm like, oh, well, I did just start it. I'm on book 2. I'm going to get there. And so I wondered if that actually does stop people from reading a series that they might be interested in. The sheer number of books they're going to have to read to get to the end, to get caught up on that series. So I enjoy knowing what I'm going to read. And I know that sounds probably a little weird to some of you, but at the end of the day, when I look at my bookshelves, I've got a lot of series. I mean, they're all sitting up here. And I mean, it's like my love of Murder, She Wrote, or my love of Midsummer Murders, or even Matlock. At the end of the day, I watched those shows because I knew what I was going to get, and I enjoyed the product that I knew I was going to get, even though it was just the same thing, regurgitated. Oh look, Jessica Fletcher, finding another body. Jessica Fletcher's nephew's in trouble again, But I enjoyed that. And so I find that if you can give me a book that I think is going to be, or a series that I think is going to be interesting, that's going to grab my attention and make me hold on till the end, I'm going to try reading it. This goes for cozy mysteries. This goes for everything. Like, I'm just starting Maisie Dobbs, another series that's like way up there. I just read The Hippopotamus Pool by Elizabeth Peters. Again, 20 plus books in that series, and I'm down in the single digits on it. But at the end of the day, I know that I've got all of this adventure, that when I'm done 1 or 2 or even 3 of these books, there will be more. I'm not going to have a cliffhanger and have to wait. But At the same time, I read some shorter series and I kind of get disappointed. And what happens with those is I'll read like 1 or 2 books and that's all that's out. And then I forget about it. And when I forget about it, I don't go back to it. And then all of a sudden I'll stumble across it because somebody else read a book further on in the list. And I'm like, oh yeah, I was reading that series. And I go back to find it and I find out that it's at 15 books and I've read 2 of them. So I'm still in the same boat. I've tried to jump onto series when they first start. If you look at the Inspector Gamache series by Louise Penny, I started that series when there was like 4 or 5 books. And you know what? I've been keeping up with that one. Every year when that new book comes out, I'm reading it. And so I find that once I'm caught up on them, if it's a book in a series that I really like, I will keep getting them and I will keep reading them because a quality writer who can maintain that quality through 15 or 16 books, which I'll tell you, Ian Rankin seems to be completely capable of doing that. Carolyn Haynes did a great job of that with the Sarah Booth Delaney mystery series set in Mississippi. You know, there's a lot of books, there's a lot of series that I'm reading that I'm just like, yes, I'm so in love with that series. So I was just wondering, like for me, if the series is good, so if I can read the first book and go, yes, these are characters I care about and I want to continue with, I will read a long series. So I will start a long series just for that. If I read that first book and I'm like, I don't know, I might read the second book. And if I'm still in I don't know, I'm probably not going to continue with it because I do have so many long series that I want to read. So I'd like to say that it's all high quality series that I'm reading, but I'm not. I just read Hardcore 24 by Janet Ivanovich, which is the Stephanie Plum series, and let me tell you, I have read 24, well basically, no, I think they were good until like 10 or 11. And then once she hit 10 or 11, it's like lather, rinse, repeat. So I've read, 14 books that are identical. And I keep telling myself I'm done. And then I read some more. So yeah, I'm just a series addict. I will read any series. But I'm just curious for you guys, like what is it that holds your attention with a series, and what makes you think, yes, I want to read these 20 books, even though by the time I get to the end of that series, much like the Inspector Rebus series, I think when I started there weren't that many books. I think when I started, oh, I'm wrong. This one was actually copyrighted in 2001, and I started this series in 2010. So yeah, there was most of these books out at that time. It's my own fault that I'm reading them. So yeah, let me know. Let me know your thoughts on this, because I know there's other people out there that do what I do, start a whole bunch of series, and then you're like, oh, I've got all these books I need to read. Oh my god, it's going to take me forever. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll talk to you soon.